Have you come out to your car and found that it's completely dead? You can't unlock the doors, can't disconnect the charging cable. Well, it just happened to me on the weekend, and my low voltage battery was dead and in protected mode. So that made my car completely shut off. I couldn't open up anything. And so here in this video, I'm going to show you how to get around that process. Because it is a bit different with the lithium battery low voltage. It is a bit different with the lithium low voltage battery. And so let's go ahead, I'll explain what's going on here and then how we can get around this. So the 16 volt lithium battery in my car went into protection mode, and there's different reasons why it may go into that mode. And so the first one would be that it is below 10% state of charge. That will instantly put it into protection mode so that it won't go down to zero. Second one would be that one of the four cells is at 3.46 volts or less. And then the third one would be that the entire pack is below 13.8 volts. So in my case, I actually tested my battery and it was sitting at 13.74, so it was in protection mode. And so the only way that you can get in there and fix the car is you need to find a way to open up the frunk here. In a previous video on my Model 3, I had showed people how to do it. It still functions today with this Model 3 or the Highland with the 16 volt lithium battery. So we'll go ahead, we'll get into the frunk here, and then it is different inside. With my Model 3, you just had to take off the one shroud and you had full access to the battery. And this one here, you need to take that shroud off. Then you need to take the tub out to get access to the HEPA filter. So you're going to take out 3 pieces just to get access to that battery. And then because the battery is in protected mode, there's no way to charge it. You can't add a charge to it at all. So that you can't do that. So the only other thing would be to disconnect that battery that's in protected mode and provide a power source, another battery or a power source of 12.8 volts or higher, and connect that to the car, let the car wake up. That enables the DC charger on the car for the battery, and then all you need to do is connect that lithium low voltage battery, and the car will trigger it to again allow it to charge, because the car is the only thing that can send that information through the communication ports to that battery to allow it to charge. So let's go ahead, let's get into it. I'll show you how to get in there, and then we'll go and fix this. So a couple things just before we go into it. In my case, I used this 12.8 volt lithium battery. I use this for a air compressor for my inflatable boat. And so I'm going to use this, just replace it in the car. It's just for a momentary thing, less than a minute. And then you don't have to take the other one out. So then this just becomes the charger or the battery for the car. You could use a 12 volt charger. It just can't be one of these smaller ones. This one here provides 4 amps. I've got another VMAX that provides 15 amps. You would think that that would be enough to charge it. The thing is, these type of smart chargers detect the state of the car, and so it just throws an error and it won't charge because there's nothing to charge. There's no battery connected, right? So what you have to do is trick it into believing that there's a battery. So you provide another source, or you can use like an old style battery charger that does not have any smart features in it. and then you could do that. The small lithium battery is the best choice. It's easy to do, and we'll go through those steps. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to go to the front hook, open that up, and then connect a power source. You can use one of these micro. So you can use this small A23 micro 12-volt battery. It's very small. I actually tape this into that hole so that if I need to get access to it, I can just pull off the cover and there's the battery right there. And then I can go ahead and open up the front. So it's something I carry with me in the car. The other option is to use just a 9-volt battery. So you could just go to a Dollar General or something like that. This is not available there, but you go to Dollar General and get a 9-volt battery, and you can use that as well. And that will get the frunk open. So then at that point, it's not going to unlock the doors. It's not going to do any of that. It's just going to get the frunk open. And then we'll have to take apart the inside there to get access to the battery. And then we can do that other part. Let's go ahead. Let's do this front piece first. So all we need to do is press at the 1 o'clock piece to push that open. And then we just pull this out. And inside there, you're going to find these 2 wires. It's a black and a red wire. We're just going to go and take these off the cover. So all we need to do is take the small battery. Again, the plus is the red. And that will open it. Now, this will not work if the car is locked and the battery is in good shape. So someone can't just come to your car and open up the frunk. It only works if the car is unlocked and the battery is in a good state of charge like it is currently. So this is that 12.8 lithium battery. So same thing, negative and positive. And then once we've got it open, we can go on to step number 2, which is taking all the pieces out. So let's go into that. We can put this all back together now. We won't need access to this anymore. So these things just sit on the end here. And they can touch, doesn't matter. It seems counterintuitive. And then this piece that's sticking up goes to the 1 o'clock piece. And you'll find that spot. And then you just push it in. So let's go ahead, let's take the frunk apart. So the next step is to remove all this from the car. This piece here, this one shroud is just held in with clips, so let's go ahead and pull those off. Again, it's only held in with clips. Now we're going to remove the tub. It's held in with 4 10mm bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's also the button switch is right here, so we just have to pop that out. And this cable right here just has to be disconnected. And that pops that off. And now we can lift this out. Be careful not to break any of the clips or scratch your paint. And now we have to remove the HEPA filter. It's held with 2 10mm bolts, one there and one over here. And then you just have to grab here and lift it out. So here is the 16-volt battery. It has a proprietary plug on top. So we need to disconnect this. So to do that, you're going to push the green piece out like that. And then there's a button on the top. When you press it, it allows you to push the black part that way. So I'll go ahead and do that. Then you just wiggle it a little bit and pull it up. So It's now disconnected again. This battery is in protected mode, so we need to wake it up. There's no way of connecting anything here to wake it up. So what we need to do is provide a power source to the car because it is still completely dead. And all we need to do is pull this cover off, take my 12-volt battery that I'm using, connect the positive to this, and then on this bolt right here, it's a good ground, and then you'll leave that if you have alligator clips. Once the car has rebooted itself, it'll make a ton of noises, and then it'll be ready to go. You can disconnect this piece because the onboard DC charger will be running, and you can just go ahead and replace the battery, lock it into place, lock the green pin, and then cover this back up and running, and the DC charger will now start charging this battery. Go inside the car now that we have everything back up and running, and just validate that everything is good in service mode. Let's go ahead and get into service mode. Let's hit the car, hit software, hold down the Model Y till it blinks. Password is service. And now that we're in there, we'll just go to low voltage and power distribution. And you can see right here, everything is green. If we click on the battery itself, it's telling us the target is 15.5, and all our cells are above that threshold. And if we had just gone and replaced the battery with a new one, because you could go through this exercise with a new battery, then you just go and learn this battery. Down on the bottom here, you can see that it's telling us the health is okay, that the state of charge right now, it holds it at 78% all the time. And you can see that we're at 15.5, which it's supposed to be at, and it's just adding a little bit. It's just maintaining, keeping the monitor, all the little things that are running. So everything is good here. If it was not working properly and there was a yellow on the battery, you would go ahead and ask it to learn this new battery. And you just click on this. It says run this routine after replacing the lithium ion low voltage battery. Checks the fitting battery variant, adjusts vehicle configuration to fitting the variant type, and resets the required controllers and battery data. So right now, this is a 16-volt battery. On the newer cars, so this one potentially, it could have came with a lithium phosphorus battery, LFP battery, that's a 12.8 volt, because they're now transitioning off of these 16 volts to the 12.8. And so if you were to get one of those, you could put it in this car, I believe, and then rerun it. It will reinstall some software so that it will work. But we don't need to do this. Everything is fine. So that's all it took to get the car running. It did take me more than a day to figure it out because I was trying to charge that battery with these smart chargers that just weren't working. Like I say, I ended up just using my 12.8 volt lithium battery. That got everything up and running, and so I'm going to keep that in the garage here so if this ever happens again. And I'm probably going to try and just keep one of those that it doesn't drain if it's not being used. So I can just leave it in the frunk there with a 10mm socket. And that way, if this were to go dead, you know, outside of my home, I still can get this thing up and running. I know it's an extra thing to carry, but that battery is not that heavy. And I usually keep a few tools in my car for the unexpected anyway. And one of those tools is a 10mm socket. So I hope this was helpful to you. I know when I got locked out of my car, I did a ton of research on the YouTube, and I couldn't find anything where someone said this is exactly what you need to do to get your car back up and running. I know that the battery was in protected mode, but I just couldn't figure out how to wake up that battery from that protected state. So if there's anything you can take away from this video, is that if your battery is in a good state, it's just in protected mode, this is how you can do it. You use the car to get it out of that protected mode, and then you're off to the races. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the other side.